Hey friends, how's everybody? It's been almost a month since I've come back to do a Flosstube. My name is Lisa. I'm Little Annie Z on Instagram, and this is my mom and my channel called Little Annie Z and Mama Z. I am so glad you're joining us. We've got a few new subscribers, which is so much fun, and some fun comments. And I'm going to do a better job at tagging some people in the show notes down below, because there's two reasons why I think we all do Flosstube. One is, if you are working with a partner like my mom and I, that's so much fun. That's what encouraged us to do this, because we could do this together, and also to make friends in the stitching community. And so I'm so grateful for all the interaction. It's so much fun. So it has been a while since I've given you a hobby farm update. Now that this is coming towards April, we've noticed the bees are going crazy. The hives are just bubbling. So that's awesome. Our chickens have been laying eggs throughout the entire winter. And so we've been getting creative with some egg dishes for, dinner, breakfast for dinner, that kind of thing. We got a new fig tree that we've planted. It's a different variety. We lost all 3 of our fig trees last year, and we so enjoy figs that my husband found another variety that is better for our area. We've tried a couple new things, planting potatoes, which is going really well. And we've started growing microgreens, and that's been fun. That's different, something new for us. We found a supplier. I can't remember the name of the company, but and my husband built me a baker's pantry. So if you follow me on Instagram, every once in a while I get the baking bug. It's my passion. Baking bread actually is my passion. I grind my own grains. So anyway, all that to say, I have a baker's pantry now, which is so much fun. It's made with all old barn wood that we actually went out and got together on with some friends who let us go scout their property. So it was so much fun. All right, so I just want to get into the whips that I've started. My first whip is the Prim Stitch series. I've made this bag. I've shown it before. And, oh, I forgot to take it out of the Q-snap. Let me do that really quick as I let you know that I've been watching Nicola the I wrote it down, Bumble Stitches. She just posted on Instagram that she is about to start her last block. I am ahead of myself. I've given myself 1 block a month to do, and I have started the May block. I'm calling it the May block, but it's the 5th block. And this is so much fun. So this is the piece. So the RF floss that I'm using is all called for. I'm using 2 strands over 2 on 25 count Prim, so the fabric is called for as well. This is really so much fun. I'm really enjoying this stitch. So Nicola, can't wait to see your finish. And you're doing the same exact thing as me, stitching them all in one piece. I had a new start, and it's a whip. It's in this bag that I forgot the name of this fabric line. It's a combination of fabrics, but it's just a charm pack that bag that I made. I may have shown this before, I don't know, the bag I mean. But this is a new start for me. It's called, and this is not a new pattern, I'm sure you all have seen this. It's called the Berry Bowl Sampler. It's a celebration of friendship between Heartstring Samplery and the Scarlet House. So this is the Berry Bowl Sampler. I'm doing this on, I forgot to grab the second fabric. I'm working on this one here, and this is my first time working on 40 count fabric. It's great. I was a little hesitant on doing it, but my eyes have adjusted and I love it. I'm using the Lori Holt magnifiers to accomplish it. So I'm doing one side in Weeks Dye Works Angel Hair, 1 thread over 2, and this side is going to be Dusty Pink, and I think that's just a Zweigart fabric. So let me show you my progress. I'm using almost all of the called for flosses. I have to substitute some out, but this is my progress so far. Let me hold something up. And it's coming along so much. This is so much fun also. Just all those little motifs, they're each different, and it's really fun. So I work on this in between blocks in my Prim Stitch series and in between my last new start and whip that I'm going to show you in a second. So let me tell you, well, if you want to know what my substitutions are, just let me know. But this uses a variety of threads: Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works. I'm using all of the Classic Colorworks and all of the Gentle Arts that's called for, but I've had to substitute out a few of the Weeks Dye Works because I don't have them all. But I'm really happy with my own conversion. So that's the Berry Bowl Sampler. And then finally I had a new start with Carolee. The stitching is elementary, and this has been really fun too. I love this. I made this little bag with some mini, I cut my own mini squares and made this bag. And it is Ellen Barber 1895. So I made a thread keep to match. And I'm using all DMC, and I'm using 1 thread over 2 on 40 count. No, sorry, I'm using 2 threads over 2 on 32 count limestone. And this is the Hands Across the Sea, Ellen Barber 1895. It's such a colorful sampler, and it's just adorable. These are all of the DMCs that I'm using. Such bright colors, and I made my own floss bling. A key, a heart, and a crown. I think I got these charms at Walmart. So let me show you my progress. See if I need to put something behind it. So this is, I love the limestone. It's actually one of those greens that's a neutral. It's like a gray green, but I just love it. I have a finish in mind for this. I started a hashtag that I announced last Flosstube, and it's called Save the Wall Space FFO. So a lot of my FFOs are not going to be framed. I'm trying to get creative with my FFOs because I want to save my wall space for, like, you know, just maybe larger sampler pieces, something that is more of a heritage, you know, piece for me. So those are my whips and my new starts. I'm going to move into my segments that I call something old and then also something helpful. So I have been saving my crochet pieces that I just don't finish. I started a tablecloth about 20 something years ago, and it's these really tiny motifs made with crochet thread, and I didn't want to throw them away, and I've been saving them all these years. I just made 3 of them, and, you know, joined them together, and I realized this is going to take forever. So I stopped it. I abandoned the project, but I saved these because, you know, they're fun to applique on stuff. But I made a little needle book out of mine. Just very simple. I pinked some batting and sewed it on that middle motif, and so that's my something old. And that would be a cute needle thread bed or needle holder for that. And then also something old is this ribbon embroidery piece that my mother-in-law made for me shortly after my husband and I got married, and it's just beautiful, but I don't wear it anymore, and I didn't want to not use it. So I decided to make a needle minder with it. So I kept the pin on there in case, you know, I wanted to pin it on a project bag or something, but I found these large, very, like, strong, if you're not careful, they will break if you clap them together hard enough, but this would be a really good needle minder or scissor minder because the magnet is so strong. Let me find a pair of scissors to show you. Oh, these are stuck. Okay. So it just, you know, your scissors stick on there. So anyway, I've been working with some DIY notions. Been making my own DIY notions recently, and I wanted to share some of that with you also today. So what I have been collecting over the years, this is an old, and it's very dusty, an old sewing chest. It's not old, it's old to me because this is probably 25 years old. And I use it now for jewelry. I don't use it for sewing or anything, but I have been collecting, whoops, there's some threads in there and pins for if I need to mend any clothing, but I've got rings and earrings on the top. These are my pins that I've been collecting over the years. Popping into thrift stores, I'll just, you know, grab some. And it all started, this pin collection all started with this one pin that I got about almost 40 years ago from my grandfather. And it's a sombrero pin. And I'll pop these on my denim jacket, you know, every now and then just to have something unique and and fun to add to my denim jacket. There's some bees there, some cameos. I love to collect different cameos. So if I'm not using these anymore, I will turn them into needle minders. Look at this one. This is a little petty point cross-stitched pin I picked up. So anyway, future needle minders possibly. And then something helpful, when I share my FFO with you, you'll see if I do a project, I'm calling this my reference index card catalog. It's just this drawer. I know you probably have seen it at Hobby Lobby. And on an index card, I'll write out if I turn a stitching piece or do a sewing project and I want to repeat that project, I have exactly how I did it here if I don't have a pattern for it. Some of these things, you know, you just make up as you go along, and that's kind of what I did with my FFO that I'm going to share with you in a moment. But I just wrote down all of the steps to finishing this so that when I do it again, I'll have it and I'll continue adding to that. So that's my reference index card catalog. So that's something helpful if you're not already doing it, an idea for you there. Let me see, I'm looking at my notes. Think that is it for my something old and something helpful. Now I'm going to move into my FFOs. I have been working on making needle scissor sheets. This is a little Altoids box that I made a long time ago. I was just fooling around with some sticky shelf liner, and I made it a little bit puffy by adding batting under it. I don't think that I have showed this before, but I added batting on the inside to put some thread. I lined it with some fabric and some pom-pom trim, and then I made a little needle insert there. And I keep these little embroidery scissors in there. But what I wanted to share with you is this needle bling. The sun is coming through this window pretty strong. So I added a little hummingbird, a little clear heart, and my husband poked a hole through this needle threader for me so I can add it to this as a scissor fob. I was really intrigued by this head that's on the needle minders. And so I did some research to find out who that might be. To me, it looks like a man. And I found out through my research it could possibly be 3 people. So one of them is, his last name is Lever, and he's the one who actually invented the needle threader tool. And so that's who it might be. The other thing that I came up with was Queen Victoria. And then also there is a Greek goddess, forgot the name, whose symbol is thread. So those are the 3 things that I came up with. But anyway, this was one of my FFOs. I've been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of DIY notions. And they fit perfectly in this little box. And then I've been making these scissor keeps. Let me pull one out so I can show you. I'm going to show you both. I made 2 the same way, and this was super quick. Let me find my other one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I took this charm pack of Little Women by Riley Blake that I've been holding on to, and I made a really simple little scissor sheath for my scissors. So it's super cute fabric. There's one of the Little Women reading a book, and then one of the Little Women painting. I thought this was so cute. It's basically just one square folded into a triangle, and I put So Stable foam on the inside so it won't poke through the bottom. So I did that one, and I also did this one. And this one's cute because it's all of the little dresses in that design, in that pattern. And these are scissors that I've been collecting. I buy my scissors from Etsy, and her name is Never Not Knitting. And she's got really good prices on her scissors. I haven't seen any new ones posted lately, but if I see a new one that I like, I'll pick it up. Okay, let's see. FFOs. I made a wool pincushion. I watched Stacy from Bluebird Paper and Thread. That's a new Flosstube to me. And she made a pincushion out of a ceramic planter that she found, and it's super cute. You guys should go look at that. But I have a collection of these tin vintage little bunt tarts, and I'm going to show you in my collection collection edition segment the wool that I purchased. But I made a counting pin, and then that's a little bluebird button that I just attached through the pin into this cushion. So that was just a fun little hour craft that I did, DIY. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to show you my main FFO, and I love the way this came out. I finished Winter Rose Manor, and because of the, Save the Wall Space FFO that I've been working with, that hashtag, and then Michelle, Penny's daughter, shares. She's been doing her hashtag FFO Challenge 2023, and so this is my finish. I am so excited about this. I absolutely love how this came out. I showed you in my last Flosstube that I adapted the pattern. The snow is missing. I added a key. My initial, my husband's initial, our last name initial, and then the year there. And this is an old Blackbird Design fabric that I used to flange that with, and I looked at Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial. She did a flange pillow on a much smaller scale, but the method I applied to this. I used an envelope back, but first of all, I love this linen so much. This is the called for linen, Brenda's Brew. And I used all the called for colors, and this is the called for linen, 36 count. I did use, I think, one thread over two. but I did an envelope back. My envelope back is not perfect. I will have to make adjustments the next time I do this. But I want to say Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread, she is almost finished with hers, and I think she plans to frame it, but I've been watching her progress. So my envelope back, I did use a pillow form, and next time I do this, I'm going to have to, you know, make adjustments so that I don't have my pillow showing. But I love the envelope back because if I wanted to put a different finish on this pillow form, I can. And I just think it looks more professionally finished. So I am super excited about this finish. It goes great on my bed. So those were my FFOs. Let me see. Now I have some collection additions to share with you. Let me show you some linen that I got. So you know, now that I know I can stitch on 40 count linen, I went to 123 Stitch and purchased some more. This is Picture This Plus Ancient. So I know you guys have seen this, but I just bought a little piece because I wanted to try it. And I have another Picture This Plus, and it's called Wren, 40 count. That modeling is so pretty. All right, and then last addition to my fabric collection is this 40 count Mallow by Zweigart. It doesn't have any modeling to it, but it's just a good neutral. It does have a rough texture, and the camera's not picking it up, but you can see there's just some gray lines through it. Reminds me of just like a raw linen. And then my market picks, I got almost, I think, yeah, these are all the market ones. I did receive them. And I want to shout out Chris, the camping stitcher. When I saw these with Thy Needle and Threads, and I saw she posted one of them, and I immediately messaged her and I said, oh my goodness, these were my picks too. So this is Every Opening Flower. I know you all have seen these, so, but I plan to make another pillow finish with this as a complement to this. And I'll show you the fabric that I chose to back the pillow with. And then this My Home Sweet Home pillow. I love this. I love these little pillows. And so you all have seen this. So those were 2. And then Missy Timberlake from Two Needles Pulling Thread, she shared her strawberry fair, and I said, did you see the honey fair? And she said yes. So I picked it up. It looks like a fun stitch. I just love this beehive, bee skep. I think I'm gonna have to really pay attention when I stitch this though, because there's a lot of color changes. And then with my DIY notions, I purchased this Stacy Nash Sarah's sewing bag. This is a lot bigger than it looks in the photo. It's beautiful. It's an envelope to keep your project in. I can't come any closer, unfortunately. I'm sorry. That light is just going to blow the whole thing out coming from the window. But I purchased a few more Stacy Nash Sewing Notion type patterns. And I'll share those with you next time when I get those. But those were my market purchases. And then Laura, thank you, Laura B. Flosstube. She showed that she's stitching some houses that Melissa from PinkerNPunkinQuilting blog. Thank you, Melissa, for making your patterns available for free. So I printed out some of these patterns that I thought were just so beautiful. This one is called Dorothy May's Spring House. So go to her blog. I mean, I spent a couple hours on her blog just searching for her. She has her charts tagged so well that if you're looking for something in particular, just go on the side of her blog and click on the tag, and everything for that tag will pop up. This one, let's see, who's finishing this one? Nancy from the So-and-Sos, I think she finished this one. I thought that was such a sweet, simple chart. I love that. And that one is called Farmhouse Sampler. So I'll be starting that one. This is another free one, and it's called A Basket of Honeysuckle. Isn't that adorable? Super cute. And these are all free on her blog. It's just amazing. Thank you so much, Melissa. And then this is called The Beekeepers. It is super cute. The chicken is pulling the wagon with the bee skep, the little bee on the flag. So that's super cute. And then I printed out Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop just released a video this morning on this free pattern, and it's called Layer Cake Loop, and it's a shortcut from her shortcut series, and you can get this pattern for free on her blog or on the website, Fat Quarter Shop website. Let me see if I can find a better picture of it. No, and I don't want to show the pattern, but go to the her website and print that out. Let me see if I can get close enough so you can get an idea of it. It comes in a few different sizes. So all those patterns are free patterns. So lastly, my collection editions, I want to share with you the Blackbird Designs Threads That Bind fabric I picked out for finishing pillow, cross-stitch finishes into pillows. So that one chart that I have from With Thy Needle and Thread, I'm going to use this fabric to make the pillow. I'm going to choose my blues in this to match that that shade. And so I'll have the backing and the flange for that. And then I also got it in, and I got a yard of each of these. I'm sorry, I don't remember the seller on Etsy off the top of my head. But anyway, I love these fabrics. And then my mom and I went to the Atlanta the original Sewing Expo in Atlanta this past weekend, and I picked up some more of those Dritz needle threaders. There's 3 in this pack because I want to make some more for all my projects. These, I mean, I never thought I would need a needle threader, but it does come in handy. So I got that. I picked up these dressmaking shears. They're ergonomic, they're cushiony handles, because I needed something to cut long lengths of fabric without making jagged edges, because my hand was always in the way. So here it's really helpful, and these are Kai Original N5000 series. They had these on Amazon, but they were more expensive on Amazon than they had at the Expo. They have all these different sizes. So I picked those up. And then I picked up some wool, wool squares. There was a lady there doing punch needle, and she had scraps of wool. So I just picked up a couple square scraps that she had for tops of pin drums or pin cushions. So I thought these colors were really pretty. So let me make sure I didn't forget anything. I think that is it. Yeah, that is it. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that you all have fun stitching and are having a great start to your spring. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.